I hope y'all see my facial. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning. Let me get these lights together. Don't go away. I want y'all to know these pillows need to move. These are from my other couch over here, and I just have these pillows stacked up, looking all crazy. But anyway, let me get you some light. Some light, some light, some light, some light. Okay, we have light. We have light. And when the sun comes up, we'll have more light. We have light. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, everybody. Who that? Who that? It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Happy 2024. Let's get this right. Let's see. It's right here. Oh, I've been so looking forward to this. So looking forward to this. This angle is way different than normal. All right, we got Debbie back in the house. And we got Jill. Jill and I held it down last week. Yes, we held it down. We were adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. We was killing it last week, Jill. We was killing it. Yes. Okay. I just want to say a few things before we get started because, I like to give people about 3 minutes. So it's 2 minutes now. And Debbie, keep up with the time because, I get sidetracked. I just want to tell y'all, I'm so in love with what I'm doing. When I say I'm in love, I'm so in love with what I'm doing. Oh, the feedback. We have 60 something people since we was on here last. We have 60 some news. Look at the look at the subscribership. Look. And it all happened when I started breaking up these lives in small increments, just small. I have a budgeting. Why budget? It's not even the stuff that we just doing last 2 weeks. This is the older stuff when I had the baseball cap on about 3 weeks ago. Girl, I'm about to do the Running Man. Do y'all see my skin? Do y'all see how glistening my skin is? I just want y'all to know. I do a facial for y'all on Saturday, so that's the only time I do some deep. I need to do better. I think she have pursued business instead of nursing. Listen, nursing is paying these bills though. But as soon as I get right, we're gonna be leaving nursing and I'll be doing this full time. That's my goal. That's my goal. But it feels so good. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is what I love. The feedback from what people were saying, like, it was just good. It was so good. The feedback. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. The feedback. You guys, 65 plus people since December. Come on. Rosemary. Oh, yeah, rosemary and mint oil. Yes, yes. I use almond oil. I use a little almond oil. Yes, yes. And it really does well on my skin. My skin. Y'all, I'm going to have to tell y'all. How about I hike my leg up? Y'all know how I like to do this. And my pajama bottoms was showing on all those videos. I was, oh my goodness. Now on TikTok, I can crop it. So I said I got to make sure I have some matching corresponding. Y'all see me today? I'm corresponding. I got my black pants on. I was like, oh, because I get so comfortable. Y'all know I get into it and I start doing different things. So I just want y'all to know that I'm going to keep my act together today. But when I tell y'all, I love you guys because you all coming on here. Now, it's about 20, 30 other people that don't show their face and don't want to talk, which is fine. But I need something to feel like I'm talking to someone. And that's what I've been doing with you all. You all allow me that opportunity that I'm really talking to you all. I'm talking to you all. So I love it. I have me an audience. And then the last thing I'm going to say, because we got to get started, the feedback, people actually are doing the principles. They're making steps to change their life. That blesses me more than anything, because before I just kept thinking it was just our little group, about 10 people, and we're not meeting the masses. We had 2.5 hits on one of those. We had 1.5. Then this morning, the one I posted, budget part 10, it already has like 900 hits. Like that excites me. And they're doing the thumbs up. I'm getting like 50, 60 thumbs up. I'm getting people talking and saying, this one man, his name is Family Man. I remember that because it was so distinct. He came on there and he was like fussing at me. He said, they don't like this, but they need to hear it. You need to keep doing it. You need to keep. And it was like a voice was like, listen to him. And it made me so happy. It made me so happy. So if nothing else, I'm just excited to continue this journey. And even this morning, we got 6 people. And it's been 2 hours. I uploaded that 2 hours ago. We got 6 new subscribers. So I hope that they set it for the notification. I just want to bless people. I want to bless people. I want people to have the feeling. I'm going to give you this one statement and we're going to get into it. My purpose, my soul's mission, the reason why I was created was to help others with financial empowerment. So I had to go through all my life being the penny pincher and doing what I had to do, and then going through my ebbs and flows. And now we're here together. And if nothing else, I thank God that I'm staying on track and that I'm getting that reinforcement, that positive encouragement from you all, from the viewers, giving feedback, doing the likes, subscribing, and giving comments. This one lady said, I used to do this. I got sidetracked. I need to get back on course. That blessed me so much because I just did a little spark and reminded her, and she changed the course of her life to get back on course again. This is what it's about. I love you guys. Let's just, let's be here for each other in a non-judgmental form. We're rocking worlds. We're helping households that we don't even know that we're helping. And we want to know who you are. Give some comments. Let us know how we are affecting change for the better in your life. We're walking in love, and we're walking in forgiveness, and we're walking in 2024. We're budgeting. Yes, yes, yes. And I just love you guys. All right, let's get started. We said last week, we talked about a budget. And remember, we paid off 3 credit cards. And then we had our emergency fund. We helped the person get their emergency fund. And today we're going to focus more on the budget, but I want to add the spending, the saving, how the saving works. So let's get into the savings and then we'll switch back up to the budget. And let me tell you why the savings is important. Because I went into the emergency saving. We found the person's $1,000. But the savings is very, very important, because if you don't get that down pat and if you don't understand those concepts, once you start paying off, you will try to go and start dipping into that money. Savings is an emergency savings. That's first tier, just emergency. Second tier is that long term, for 3 to 6 months. And that's down the line. That's after you've paid off everything except your house. That's one of the goals. But for me, savings is security. It puts you in having a personal savings account. Even having $500 gives you a sense of security, because if something happens to your car, you at least have some money. So if it was $700 and you have $500, at least you're only $200 away. It gives you peace and tranquility to know something is gonna pop off, but I'm going to be ready for it. I'm not going to be stressed out, and I'm not going to have my children do without because I haven't practiced discipline. So when we talked about saving last time, let's go a little bit deeper into how how can we save? How can we really become a saver? Now, I'm an obsessed saver. Remember, my goal was 50K. And before the end of the year, I had 55. Like in December, I just took every little bit of money. I don't even know how I was living, but I was doing it. I probably was eating peanut butter and jelly, which I don't eat peanut butter, I love almond butter. I just sacrificed because I had those goals. I want these addictions to jump through the airways and jump on you. So I don't want us to be addicted to sodas and alcohol and cigarettes and the weed, because I live in California. Everybody is addicted to the weed because it's legal. Your drugs, whatever, your beer, your wine, whatever you're addicted to, let's take those funds. And today I'm going to give a disclaimer. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to speak in love, and I'm trying to bring out some truths that you're not aware of. Now, people say they can't save. And I always go over the very nice little, it's like, when you have a cake and you do the icing, you just kind of gloss over it and it's real easy. Going in your closet, selling a few things, getting you a part-time job, working a little overtime. Those are ways to save too. And they're true and they're good. But I want to get into some of the habits that we have that are taking away from us financially. And it's also affecting our health. So if we can get some of these things under control, then we'll be able to work it. If we're drinking our alcohol, our wine, and we're spending about $15, maybe 2 days, so let's say $45 a week is in your alcohol. That's just being home alcohol. That's not going out to eat alcohol. So let's just go ahead and say $60 a week. You got $60 in alcohol. Cigarettes are about $8 or $9 now. Let's just go ahead and say 10 because I live in California. So you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. That's $50 a week. So now we at $110 just on our, with no household, nothing, no bills are being paid. We have $110 that we're doing for our habits. All right. Some of you are addicted to Cokes. I don't drink these things. I probably should have looked these up. Maybe a Coke is $2, maybe. So maybe you buy a case and it's $10 and you do a case. No, a case is probably, let's do $15 for a case of drinks. Okay. So that's $125. But whatever your thing is, you've got to get control of it. So if you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, let's go and do a half a pack. Let's slowly, because it's an addiction. So we don't want you to hurt nobody and go crazy, because when you don't have your fix, caffeine withdrawal and alcohol withdrawal, and these withdrawals, nicotine, caffeine, and alcohol, drug, those withdrawals are very effective. Now, I worked in an emergency room, and caffeine withdrawal is real, like for real, for real. So let's just ease our way. All right, let's ease our way. Another addiction is food. We're overeating. So we're going to do portion control, and we're going to say, I'm only spending X amount of money on groceries, X amount of money on eating out. These are things that you can control. And these are things that are going to help you health-wise. Now, if you in a medical plan at your job and your premiums, everything is higher. Drinking and smoking, and don't mess around and go to the doctor and they get something in your system. It's in the record now. You can't even lie about it. So we're not judging you. We're going to work together and get our vices down. And there's a reason why you're drinking. There's a reason why you're smoking. It's a habit, and we got to just deal with it. But if you cut down on the cigarettes, and that's $5, okay, $10 a day, and you do 2 packs, 1 pack, and you do it over 2 days, then that starts to help. That means you need less cigarettes and less money going out. All right. Now you're going to cough a lot when you stop smoking because what your body is doing is coughing up. It's trying to get clear again. It really is. And you're going to cough and hack up some nasty stuff. But at the end of the day, and then go to your doctor and they can give you like the patches or the gum. And so we can slowly get you off of these habits. All right. This is if you want to now. If you really want to be healthy and bring money back in your household. The alcohol, maybe we don't drink a glass of wine at night before we go to bed every night. Maybe we do it every other night or every 2 nights. Remember I was talking about meatless Mondays, like a couple of days a week, you don't have meat. This is the same principles. I'm just trying to teach you principles. And then you do what works for you. Now, so the alcohol, and then now the weed people in California they go straight to the place and can buy as much weed as they want to, CBD oil stuff, all of that. Whatever the gummies and all of that. You have a budget for that. Let's back up and say you were doing $50 a week on that. Maybe let's just do 25. I know you're going to be, just 25. I'm trying to get you to see that our habits, whether they be healthy or unhealthy, the overindulgence of anything is not good. My potato chips and my dip, I can eat a whole family size bag of potato chips and some guacamole or some pico in one day. I just keep going downstairs with that bag, rolling it up with my little plate, put it on that same little plate. I just keep going up and down the stairs. Don't let me be watching TV. Oh, that bag is gone within 6 to 8 hours. And I'm shamed, but I keep doing it. I don't know why I'm taking it downstairs, because I just keep going back and forth downstairs, up and downstairs. The dip is about $3 and the bag of chips is about $5. That's $8, okay? I'm telling you. And it might be 10 depending on if I do the pico versus the little guacamole. It's expensive. And imagine if I'm doing that 3 or 4 times a week. That could be $40 of chip and dip. That's a serious habit. That's a habit. Those of you that drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola or whatever your drink of choice is, your Sprite. Oh, my uncle used to be a Mountain Dew nut. He had to have Mountain Dew. As I became an adult, I realized they have the highest amount of caffeine before the energy drinks. Now, those things that y'all drink. Now, what is it called? They're energy drinks, but they're loaded with caffeine. But Mountain Dew used to be the most. And he was grumpy when he didn't have it because it was the caffeine in it that he was needing. And he smoked. And my uncle stopped smoking, I know, about 15 years ago. Anybody could stop smoking because he would smoke. And then he would have his Mountain Dew. So imagine the money that he saved from stop smoking. Now, he did gain weight because we substitute addiction. But then over about 5 months, he ended up leveling out because he was vain. He didn't want to be fat. Or bigger, I shouldn't say fat because that's not a nice word. He didn't want to be a bigger size because he was a shorter guy. Let's figure out what you're willing to do for these things. When it comes to overindulgence of anything, these financial things are affecting your household. Now let's bring it to how it's going to hit. If you can save $60 a week, all right, that's $240 a month. I'm trying to get my math together. 6 and 4. Yeah, that's $240 a month. $240 a month. And then if we could do that for that's about $2,800 a year. Okay, $240. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we need to look at how can we make this happen. I'm checking my math. I should have had my calculator here. I'll make $2,880. $3,000 on stuff. And I'm being nice and minimal because I know more people are doing more than that. Because if that person is smoking 1 pack a day, there's somebody that's smoking 2 packs per day. I've had a patient one time. His wife said, "Oh, he doesn't drink that much," and we can laugh because that was 40 years ago. Oh yeah, we're gonna get on that. Thank you, Jill. I'm getting on that. That's the next thing. So you could tell that she was in an abusive household. Just her posture, the way she was just, some things from working in healthcare, some things you just know because you got other family members that have been through. So I was doing her triage, and he was in there yellow. He was a Caucasian man, but he was yellow, okay? Yellow body, yellow eye. He doesn't drink that much. He was doing a case of beer and a pint of liquor Friday to Monday. So he was a functional alcoholic Sunday night, and then he stopped drinking and he went to work Monday through Friday. And I had added up what it was back in the day. But to her, that wasn't a lot because they're used to it. And people that don't drink or consume, they're often, to us, it's like, oh my God, that's a lot of alcohol. But as long as he had his alcohol, he probably left her alone. We have to realize what our thing is. If it's chip, dip, if it's alcohol, if it's sugar, oh, the cakes, the pies, the Twinkies, the cookies, whatever our thing, the chocolate, whatever your thing is, what can we do? You have to make a decision to say, my name is Adrian and I'm a chip and dipaholic. Okay, we're all going to our 12-step program. First, we're acknowledging that we have an addiction to alcohol, weed, cocaine, beer, wine. What is that other stuff? Crack, meth, sugar, soda, cookies. We have whatever that addiction is. And some of us are addicted to prescription drugs. Those things are expensive too. So whatever those addictions are, we got to find a way to bring it down. So let's not do anything cold turkey because I don't want anybody, having real problems. But let's just back it up. Instead of drinking one bottle of wine a day, because some people do, let's say you're going to do a bottle of wine over 3 days. All right, over 3 days. Let's say we're not going to drink a 6-pack in a day. We're going to drink a 6-pack in 3 days. It's helping your body and it's helping your wallet. Let's say we're only going to do an edible once a day instead of 3 times a day. That's the edible with the THC stuff in it. Or I'm only going to smoke 2 joints a day instead of 6 joints a day. I don't even know about alcohol. I need to get Snoop Dogg in here. He'll tell me exactly how much people smoke. But I'm trying to make this fun and not so serious, but it is serious, okay? We got to find a way to cut back. And if you're drinking every single day, we need to try to cut back. Not every day, maybe, slowly, whatever your volume is. Because one thing about alcohol, it's when it's dependent, and your body starts to feel it. So let's just wing ourselves off of it over time. And it's no problem with calling your doctor and saying, you try to get me into this program. It's so many programs to stop smoking, stop drinking, substance. It's programs out there. It's 2024 and I just feel pressed upon me. I don't know who you are. It's almost like I want to just start praying right now. This is what we call stronghold. And I know we're talking about finances, but this is an effect in your life. It's almost overtaking you. All you're doing is coming home, you're drinking, you're eating, you're sleeping, you're going to work. You're not engaging with people, you're not interacting, and you just become this person that you no longer want to be. Let off the alcohol, the sugar, the cookies, whatever your thing is, you got to identify, this is who I am at this moment. This is who I've become, because it's not who you are. That's who you have become. You've allowed yourself to become because you've let the alcohol, the drugs, and those things overtake you. So now we figured out we're cutting back. So instead of having $2,800 a year going out, let's bring back at least 1,000 of that back into the household. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring back $1,000 because it was about $240 a month that we had all these little habits. All right, We're bringing that money back. That $1,000 is what? Your emergency fund. That $1,000. So you see how quickly we can find money? Yes, we can find it. When your friends say, come on, let's go out for drinks, happy hour. Happy hour is the cheapest time to go buy drinks. But when you do it 5 days a week, it starts to take from your household income. So if you were a person that could take one drink and sip on it the whole 3 hours of alcohol, a happy hour. Happy hours is usually like 5 to 8, 5 to 9, then you need to be going home. First of all, you could get drunk. You could get the DUI. If you're a nurse, you got to sit before the board now and tell them why you're an alcoholic. And yeah, they're labeling you as an alcoholic because now your license is on the lam and you have to physically go before the board. Yes, I had someone that I know that was weird at work, just always snapping at us, and I used to be like, this lady's getting on my nerve. And during a holiday, she was coming home from someone's house at 5 a.m, and she was and she lost that job. They demoted her. She was a leader. She lost that job, and she became a regular old nurse, but she lost that job of that higher pay. She lost about $30,000 in one decision. One decision, $30,000. One decision to get in that car. One decision. Okay? $30,000. I want y'all to marinate on that. Her decision to drink and drive led to a DUI. As a registered nurse, she went before the board. Nobody would have known it, but because she was in Augusta, Georgia, the mug shot, everybody was passing it around, and she lost about $30,000. Affected her job, affected her household. Okay? This is real. I'm not playing with you guys. I love you enough. Get hold of yourself. And then some of you are in dreamland because you think you don't drink that much. She didn't think she drank that much. Yes, it's a holiday. We overdo it. If you're going to overdo it, just sit your butt down and stay where you are. Right? But if you drink all night, all day, and then you get up, you got to have time for that alcohol to get out your system. And she was a short little lady. She didn't have no weight on her. You got to eat, got to have that absorption, and you got to drink water. Flush it out, flush it out, flush it out. $30,000. This is real. This is real. What habits, let's go back to you. Ask yourself, what habits do I have that are affecting me physically, emotional, psychologically, spiritually, and emotionally? And the finance part is so much, it's taken away from my household. And your copay is increased because now you got all this, gastritis is what people have when they drink a lot. Oh my God, that stomach is just inflamed and they're always going to the doctor. They don't know that if you just stop freaking drinking and you cut, so that copay of $25, you're adding that, or $10, whatever your copay is, add that up. That's still money coming from the household. You're missing work because you hungover. You only have so many sick days. All these things affect. It affects. When you smoke in your household, your other family members get that secondary smoke, and your kids have asthma, they have upper respiratory infection, especially if they're babies. I'm just telling you, it's an irritant. We call it environmental irritant. You, the mother, the grandmama, the daddy, y'all are putting this on these kids. So now they are going to the doctor and they grow up with all this upper airway infection. I'm talking to you. You did this to your grandbaby. Okay? So, and then you smoke with your regular clothes, and then you have a nerve to swallow them and rock them, and they're just inhaling all this nicotine. You don't smell it because your nasal hairs is shot. You don't smell nothing. That's why when you stop smoking, food tastes so good because you can taste again. Listen, I am serious. Eating out, you're Ubering and Starbucks. Oh my God. Everybody is addicted to the Starbucks and the eating out. Starbucks, what, $8 a pop? 8 times 5, that's $40 a week. on just coffee. Uber Eats, the fees that they charge you is get your butt up and cook. Go downstairs and cook. Turn that stove on. Put something in a crock pot. Meal prep. Make some greens and things that stick to your bones. Beans, y'all know I eat beans, my beans and my rice. I love my cauliflower rice and my beans. Y'all can say whatever you want to say, but it's satisfying and it's filling and it stays with you. Get you some real food and eat, and stop ordering out. It's convenience. And drinking that water. Drink your water. When you get hungry, just go downstairs and get you some lemon water. It starts to fill your belly up, so you at least feel like you're full. Or drink some water before you eat. At least 8 ounces of water before you eat. You'll get full real quick, and you don't need all that extra. And that's what we do. So Starbucks, I'm telling you, instead of going to Starbucks every day, let's just go to Starbucks on Friday or on Wednesday, or maybe just Friday and Wednesday instead of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or maybe Saturday when you go meet your girls. Y'all having y'all little powwow session. Maybe y'all going to Stone Mountain and walk. And after that, y'all want to kind of leisurely talk or whatever. But you can't get this stuff every day. Now, wait a minute, Adrian, you all up in people busy. Y'all can do whatever the Sam here you want to do. But if you want to get that $1,000 and start saving so you can have a debt reduction plan and this budget really work out, that's what we do. We come up with a plan. Don't go cold turkey, because I'm going to eat my chips. I'm going to eat my chips. But I start buying the smaller portions because it's like, okay, this is it. And then I start doing popcorn more. I do my popcorn. I pop it and I put my little cayenne pepper and some spicy Mrs. Dash. Mrs. Dash don't have no salt, and a little sea salt, and I'm good. And popcorn is very filling. It's very weighting on you. And I use a little grapeseed oil or avocado oil, just a little bit. And I'm good. It's much cheaper. You could buy a whole bag at the Dollar Tree, a whole bag of seeds. And that's what I do. And I'm so excited when I get my popcorn. It's just having that little salt, something like that. Okay. Figure out what you're going to downsize. So we're not stop drinking alcohol. We're not stop smoking. We're just cutting back. We're going to slowly get ourselves on a cutback of eating, of all these substances. Now, if you're on meth and cocaine, you need to stop that. You need to go and get some real help, because that's serious, all right? And we're not trying to minimize that, because it's affecting you, your family, and your whole household. Now that we have figured out what and how we're going to do, we got $1,000 that we brought back into the household. That $1,000 is going to be over there for emergencies. Talk to yourself and say, self, I have a habit of doing this, but today I make a declaration. I'm going to stop overeating. I'm going to start doing portion control. I'm going to get my plate, and I'm going to eat on a salad plate, because you can fill up a salad plate. But when you fill up a real plate, that's a lot of food. But if you fill up your salad plate, that's fine. That's fine. You eat that and you're done. That's fine. But we want to eat later we want to spread those meals out so we're not eating back to back to back and snacking a lot in between. We're going to have our fruit, or some string cheese and maybe a couple of crackers in between, but just portion control. And then we're going to drink that water. We're going to walk a little bit. We're going to stretch a little bit. We're going to do just some different little things. And when we get the desire to have alcoholic drink, make you a cute little drink that's a fruity drink. If you want to have the pretty something holding in your hand, do that. And they have some great non-alcoholic things. Oh my goodness, they have some great non-alcoholic things. Just spruce it up with some ice and make it all cute, and some real fruit. Do that. All right. And then talk to yourself and say, why do you need this drink? because it's a habit. You drink that glass of wine before bed because it helps to relax you or whatever. But find some other way to be able to relax yourself. And Starbucks is not that caffeine, and all the sugar. It's a lot of sugar in those drinks. All right. So let's just try to figure that out. It is 35 minutes and we've talked about it. But saving money is action. What are those barriers that are keeping you from saving money? What are those habits? And we talked about those things, the eating, the drinking, the substance misuse. All those things add to it. So let's work on identifying those things and being specific on tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That's gonna be my last pack of cigarettes for a whole day. I'm gonna start doing, 2 or 3 cigarettes a day or half a pack. If it's 10 in there, you're just gonna do 5 cigarettes a day and spread it out. Spread it out. And think about getting your Nicorette gum, a patch, and start slowly getting away from that. These are the things that'll help you. And now you see that $1,000, you're so excited. You're like, woo, boop, 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 boop. I have $1,000 in my emergency savings. I feel better. My skin, because when you drink and smoke, oh my God, your skin, you don't even realize how your skin look until you stop. And your skin comes back to it's not dark and it's not itchy. I'm telling you, I don't know what this stuff is laced with, but it's not good for our skin. Not good. And those dark circles under your eyes, you cut out the alcohol. I'm telling you, your liver and your kidneys will love you so much. All right. So these are the things that you need to do. I love you guys. I know this was it was intense, but we have to deal with the real deal. This was worth the 30 minutes that we talked about it. Figure out what those barriers are. Now, we did those obsessive barriers that are not good for you physically. Now, just hanging out with your friends, not keeping up with where your money is going, that's a barrier in itself. So figuring out what you can do when you catch yourself going down the wrong direction. We said, stop. What is this? Do I need this? What am I going to do with this? And where's the money coming from? You need to be thinking about, I need to pay my light bill, my car note, my car insurance, rent is about due, the mortgage is about due, my tires, the tread is not good. I need to be saving for that. Those are the things you need to say out loud to stop you from saying, oh, I deserve this. You've been treating yourself for the last 20 years. It's time to back up and start saving for that rainy day, because it will come. And having that $1,000 emergency fund, we're going to start out with that $20 that you have today. We're going to back up from some of the Starbucks, some of our sodas, some of our beer and our wine. And then we're going to have at least $20 extra, $40 extra a week that we can put in our savings. So just say if you're only doing $30, that's $120 a month. You do that for 6 months, you're at about $700, okay? That's really good. And it's a slow way, but yes. And of course, Jill reminded, we talked about this last week, taking your lunch, that $10 a day that you spend, and that's being very frugal because you barely can eat for $10, but that's $10 a day, 5 days a week. That's $50, okay, times 4. That's $200 a month on just eating out at work. That's not including what you on the way home and stopping for the ball games and all those different things. So that $200 a month can go back into savings. That's a lot. And I'm not saying don't eat out, but if something's happened at work and you all gonna do an office pool at my job, these nurses act like they didn't have money except on payday. They ate out every payday. That was such a treat to them. And they ordered the same Chinese food from the same restaurant. But you know, I got in there, I mixed it up. So they were like, Angel, just get us a different menu. We'll try. And they started eating different places. But we ate out that one day a pay period. So out of 10 days, we only ate out one day. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. And it was a little Chinese food. It was at lunchtime. So it wasn't even $12. And that was okay. And it was a group of us. We eat and we kind of chit chat and talk about what was going on. And that was our highlight. And my friend Robin, she came into work on Friday. The first thing morning, what are we eating? You know what we eating, the same stuff y'all eat every last pay period. But that was our little fellowship. Or if it's some going away office party, you save up for that. But that $200 from that $10 a day for 5 days a week for a whole month, that $200, now we can get it down to maybe 180 that you bring home and you only spend the 20. Come on, let's just figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. That's what we need to do. And sometimes when everybody's eating out, you still can bring your food to sit in the office with them and eat. They're going to be jealous anyway because your food is home cooked. You cooked it last night. It's all seasoned. Don't have no spaghetti, no lasagna, something like that. Oh, it done set some dressing. You know, something that's after it marinates for a while is good. Don't deny yourself from going to these events. Eat before you leave home. That's what I tell you all the time. If you're going to some expensive restaurant, eat before you leave home and order an appetizer because you've looked at the menu, you know what you can afford, or dessert. And just say, you guys, I'm going to meet y'all just for the dessert portion. I have something else going on. They don't need to know you broke. Keep them out your business. And you can't go there and have a drink, appetizer, and dessert. Now you done busted your whole spending allowance. Now, remember the spending allowance. You're going to either do $25 or $45 a week, allowing yourself to spend. So that means whatever you eat at work, whatever you eat with your girlfriends, that's all you have. If you are struggling with that, we're not going to spend time with this because we have 8 videos. And I've done a series on spending allowance. If you go to the YouTube channel and you will see, I think I just only uploaded 7 of them, but it's 7 of those weeks that we managed our money. And I also did the lives together, and then I did the 1-minute one. So you could just, that's 7 minutes, you can watch that, all right? I've already provided assistance on working with spending allowances, while spending allowance is good. You just need to make a decision that you're going to stop spending and you're going to put yourself on allowance. With your budget, we're going to go back to your budget next week. But this week, I'm saying on your budget, figure out what that dollar amount will be. 25, 45, even if you say 60. But I'm telling you, if you're in debt, you can't be giving yourself money for an allowance and you still got to pay these bills. Remember that $2,000 and you was in debt and $1,500 when you would bring it home, you have a $500 deficit. You can't give yourself a budget until you figure out where that $500 coming from. All right? We're going to end on that note. When you're in a deficit, you can't start allocating yourself money out because you're already in the negative. Next week, great week. But next week, we're going to go ahead and do line by line with our budget. So what I asked you to do last week and the week before is to get all your bills together, meaning your light bill, your gas bill, your termite bill, every bill that you have, whether it's monthly, every 2 months, every quarter, once a year, every 6 months, every bill you have, you need to have it in front of you and go ahead and start writing it down. What date that you occurred the bill? Like you turn your lights on in 4/19/2014. That's when I bought my house in Atlanta. That was the date I put lights on. All right. So that was the day that bill started. You got that credit card in 2016. I had my American Express. What month and year did you have those? That's when those debts started. All right. And then what's the interest rate? What is the outstanding balance? What is the minimum payment? And what is the max allowance that you can spend? If it's 40,000, 20,000, whatever that is. And the statement date and the due date. Now, that's why I'm giving you one more week, because I know y'all was partying for the new year and doing all that foolishness. But this budget will get written and you will follow whatever you say you're going to do. You guys have a wonderful day. And thank you so much. Mwah. I love you all. Let's work on cutting back and seeing how we can find that money for that emergency fund, that we can be healthier. We can call our doctors and say, I need a patch. I need some gum. I need some help with, with my drinking, my smoking, whatever you need. Shakespeare says, to thine own self be true. Be true to yourself. And go ahead and admit it to a family member, because you need some accountability. Someone that is not going to talk ugly to you. And it might not be a real family member, could be a friend, but someone that you trust to hold your hand to get you some help. I went through something this week. Oh, I got to tell you, I almost had like a really mental time this week. And it has been coming on. I was like, because I had to make a decision. And what I had to do, I called one of my girlfriends that I knew that she understood. And she, first thing she did was pray for me. And she got me back where I could hear her. And it made sense what she was saying. And we came up with a plan on how I would think things through to get myself together. About 3 hours later, another girlfriend called. She was just calling about some other foolishness. And I told her that I had, and she was like, what? And then, she kind of talked me through some things too. Those are two safe people that I felt good about. Then my other girlfriend called. So I let 3 people know what I was going through. And I got me some help. Listen to me. Do not suffer in silence. Whatever you're going through, tell somebody. Don't be alone. Don't feel like you can't make it. 2024, we make a lot of plans, but don't overextend yourself. Do one thing at a time. If you're going to stop spending, let that be it. Don't add everything. Now, the worst thing you can do is be on a diet and then you try to stop smoking, stop drinking. Like, you can't do all of this stuff at one time. You got to just cut back on things because it's overwhelming. And then you feel defeated. And then you're going to go back smoking, eating, drinking, and everything. So take your time, have an accountability partner, and write it down. Just say, I'm only going to drink 1 glass of wine every 3 days. I'm going to do my portion control. Write it down and have some accountability. Call your girlfriend and say, you know what? I drank my water today and I did my exercise. Or text them. You don't even have to call them. Just text them. And then that be accountability. Or I was going to point to my Fitbit because I don't have it on today. But with your Fitbit, I only took it off because I'm on with y'all. With your Fitbit, invite friends. And so every time you do something, they'll be like, oh, and set those goals that you're going to do 5,000 steps, 10,000 steps, whatever your steps is going to be. 15,000, and then link it with your friends so they'll see, oh, Adrian made her go. And sometimes that makes it competitive, and you get up and you be like, let me get up here. I'm working from home. Let me just get up and do something and just stand in place and run and jump jacks, do whatever you're going to do. But you need accountability. I'm so in love with you guys. Thank you so much. And I almost had a moment thinking about how my 3 girlfriends, my 3 wise friends, instead of the 3 wise men, my 3 wise friends, they loved on me. And they was like, you, people need to stop. Just because I'm strong, I go through things. And that's what's wrong with us. We try to be so strong that we don't want people to know that we're vulnerable. We hurt, we bleed, red blood, just like anybody else. And we have issues and things are strong and overwhelming and insurmountable at times. And sometimes it's so much you can't even figure it out. That's why you get you a lifeline. You call somebody. Now, first thing I did was call upon the name of the Lord. He gave me the sense to pick up that phone and call my girlfriend. You've got to have somebody that you can trust, that you can love on, that won't treat you crazy and look at you like you're dumb. But the first thing she did was pray. And my other girlfriend texted me a prayer. Let me tell you, that's what you need. And when we fall in diverse temptations, we got to call upon the Lord. But we need a physical person to talk to, even though he's present with us. But he gives us the sense to say, there's your friend. I got that person right there for you. Somebody to hold your hand, like physically hold your hand, emotionally hold your hand, talk you through some things before you walk off of that ledge, before you kill yourself, before you do something drastic that you will regret or you can't change. Pick that phone up, text somebody and say, help! I need you. I'm going through something. Don't be by yourself. I love you. You guys have a wonderful day.